She thought the silence was a bluff, a phase, a power move you'd back out of. She didn't expect you to stay gone, and that's when everything in her head flipped. It's late. Like a stupid late, phone face down, screen finally dark. That buzz you kept expecting never came. If this is you, you already know the quiet hits different at 3 a.m. Not peaceful, heavy. You replay the last thing you said, then the thing you didn't. That pause before you chose not to send the follow-up text. The one you typed, deleted, typed again.
Yeah.
That one. Maybe this hits closer than you expected, because going silent wasn't some mastermind move. You didn't do it to flex. You did it because you were tired of guessing, tired of carrying conversations that felt like dragging a dead weight uphill, tired of feeling like you cared more than you were allowed to. And now there's this weird mix in your chest, relief and regret beefing with each other. You tell yourself, nah, I'm good. But then something small messes you up, her name popping up in your suggested searches, a song you didn't even like before, seeing her favorite coffee creamer at the store and thinking, damn, why that of all things? You wonder if she noticed, if she thinks you're weak, or worse, if she thinks you'll come crawling back like always. Because part of you hoped the silence would make noise, that she'd feel it, that she'd finally sit with the gap you left instead of you always filling it. And now the days keep stacking, no check-in, no hey stranger, just space, real space. So here's the thing you won't say out loud. What if she didn't expect you to stay gone for real? And what if the moment you stop chasing is the exact moment something in her finally snapped awake? The question is, what actually happens on her side of the silence when it doesn't end? Let me tell you something most guys get wrong about this. They think going silent is a move, a trick, a chess play. It's not. Most men go quiet while still leaning forward inside, still checking the phone, still hoping, still waiting for the buzz that never comes. That's not silence. That's withdrawal with your heart still hanging out. I remember a night like that, sitting in the car a little too long after getting home, engine off, dashboard ticking as it cools, phone glowing in the dark, convincing yourself you're standing your ground while refreshing the screen like a damn habit. Here's the truth most guys don't want to hear. She didn't feel your silence the way you think she did. At first, it felt temporary. Like every other time you pulled back for a day or two, she figured you'd crack. Send the just checking in text, fold no big deal. That's the myth. That silence itself creates value. It doesn't. What creates weight is finality, when your energy doesn't hover nearby, when you stop orbiting, when the door doesn't creak open again. Masculine principle number 1, you don't threaten distance, you choose it. Masculine principle number 2, you don't disappear to be noticed. You disappear because you're done negotiating your worth. That's when something shifts. Not in a dramatic movie scene way. More subtle, she reaches for her phone out of habit, and there's nothing there. No validation, no safety net, no you. And that's when silence finally speaks. Not because you were cold, but because you were solid. So ask yourself this real talk. Did you go silent hoping she'd feel it? Or did you go silent because you finally meant it? The room's quiet, but not empty. AC humming like it's tired too. Cold air on your forearms. You didn't even notice you were still wearing your shoes. Phone on the table, face down, like it might jump if you look at it wrong. You remember the last time she laughed. Not the big one. The small breath, out laugh. The one she did when she didn't want to admit she cared. You went silent after that, not dramatic, not angry, just done. At first it felt fake, like holding your breath to see who panics first. You told yourself you'd give it a day, maybe 2. Now it's been weeks. You catch yourself reaching for your phone in line at the gas station. Thumb already moving before your brain wakes up. Nothing there. Damn, there's relief in your chest. And right under it, something sharp. Because part of you wonders if she even noticed, if you were ever as loud in her life as she was in yours. Then this random memory hits. Her saying your name when she was half asleep, soft, like she trusted you with it. You exhale, long, the kind you didn't know you were holding. Because here's the messed up part. You didn't go silent to scare her. You went silent to save yourself. And somewhere right now, maybe she's staring at her phone too, finally realizing this wasn't a phase. You're really gone. A lot of men walk into the situation carrying beliefs they never question. They feel true. They sound logical, but they quietly wreck you. One belief is this: if I go silent, she'll miss me and come running. That's not silence. That's waiting with your fingers crossed. I've been there. Telling myself I was being strong while checking my phone every 5 minutes like a bad habit. Here's the soft truth. Attention is cheap. Respect is priceless. J. Silence only means something when you're not secretly begging it to work. Another belief. If she didn't reach out, I wasn't important. S. Nah. That one cuts deep, but it's off. Sometimes she didn't reach out because she thought you'd always be there. Because you trained her to expect access. And when you finally vanished, the shock came later. She didn't ghost you. You disappeared from yourself. That's when the weight shows up. The third belief is the sneakiest FF. I lost her. No. Most of the time, you lost your center way before you lost her. You stopped showing up grounded, started over-explaining, over-giving, overthinking every damn pause. Acts. You don't lose her. You lose your own presence. This isn't about blame. It's about waking up, slowly, realizing silence isn't a tactic. It's a byproduct of self-respect. And once that clicks, things don't hit the same anymore. This is what the 1% headman understands. Silence isn't empty. It's full of intent. Most men panic the moment space shows up. They start filling it with explanations, jokes. Hey, just checking in. Noise, noise, noise. The headman doesn't rush that gap. He sits in it, lets it breathe. This is how he leads with presence, not pressure. When the urge hits to reach out, he notices it. That twitch in the chest, that restless pacing. He doesn't judge it. He just doesn't obey it. He knows clarity beats urgency every damn time. While other guys are spiraling, he's grounded. Gym bag by the door, cold shower, work done clean. Not to distract himself, but because his life doesn't freeze when one person goes quiet. This is what he understands that most men overlook. You don't prove value by chasing connection. You reveal it by staying centered when connection is uncertain. He chooses patience over panic. Because panic leaks. She can feel it in the tone, in the timing, in the way texts come a little too fast. Strength moves slower, quieter, more deliberate. The headman doesn't disappear to be dramatic. He goes silent because his self-respect is louder than his anxiety, because he knows if something is real, it won't need him to beg it to stay alive. And that steadiness, that calm, unshakable vibe, that's rare. That's 1%. It doesn't happen in a big moment. No speech, no final text. It's quiet. You're rinsing a coffee mug that's been sitting too long. Water too hot. Steam fogging the window. Your phone buzzes, not her. Something stupid. A notification you don't even open. And for the first time, you don't feel that drop. Your mind drifts. Her face when she'd pull away just a little. You filling the space, talking more. Explaining more, bending. Again. Then it snaps back. You hear your own voice in your head, low. Almost embarrassed. Why am I shrinking for someone who isn't meeting me halfway? That line lands soft, like a whisper you weren't ready to hear. You dry the mug, set it down, hands steady. Chest still tight, but clearer. Another memory flashes. You waiting an extra hour to reply so you wouldn't look too available. Damn, that wasn't confidence. That was fear dressed up as strategy. And then it hits. Hard, like a dropped weight you can't ignore. I don't miss her the way I miss myself. You sit with that. No drama, just truth. The urge to reach out shows up, old reflex. Your thumb hovers, then lowers, not because you're mad, not to prove anything, but because you finally remember love isn't supposed to cost you your spine. The room feels different, still quiet, but solid. And for the first time since you went silent, you're not waiting anymore. She thought you'd blink. Thought your voice would break first. But the quiet, it wasn't empty. It burned, it weighed, it changed her. And somewhere in that space, you remembered your worth. Not loud, not messy, just real. You didn't chase. You stayed gone, and she finally felt it.